topics and opinions expressed in the following show are solely those of the hosts and their guests and not those of W4CY Radio, its employees, or affiliates. We make no recommendations or endorsements for radio show programs, services, or products mentioned on air or on our web. No liability, explicit or implied, shall be extended to W4CY Radio or its employees or affiliates. Any questions or comments should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for choosing W4CY Radio.
Welcome to the Ask the Expert show on W4CY Radio and Talk4 TV, where we bring you educational information from top local experts in the fields of legal, health, financial, and home improvement. Now sit back and listen to experts in family law, association law, hearing loss, business brokers, home care, along with many other topics. Now here are your hosts, Steve-O and Sophia.
Hey, good morning. My backyard, South Florida. Welcome to another Ask the Expert show for last 16 years now. Almost going on 17 years next month. We have been bringing you the top experts in the field of legal, health, and home improvement. Hey, for those of you who think that we don't read your emails, this show right here is just proof that we do. We've been getting calls for you to, for us to offer a estate planning show. We found one of the top attorneys in the state of Florida with attorney Tom Olsen. The Florida Senior Planning. I mean, you can't name a company, a firm any better than that. We are so lucky to have attorney Tom Olsen with us this morning, and we're going to be talking about wills and trust, probate. Good morning, Tom.
Good morning, Steve, and all of your loyal listeners in South Florida. We are FloridaSeniorPlanning.com. We assist clients throughout the state of Florida with wills, trusts, avoiding probate, how to get free in-home care for seniors, how to protect your life savings from the cost of a nursing home. We're standing by to help you. FloridaSeniorPlanning.com.
I love the name. I started to tell you, Tom, that right before the show, we got a text in from a gentleman by the name of David. And he said that he was looking through he watches Ask the Experts all the time, and he saw where we had you on our show today, and you did his mother's estate planning. And he said, my mother is so hard to please, but Tom's firm found a way to make everything right for her, and she brags to all of her friends about you. That's pretty cool that we found somebody who's going to be watching today, who just found the show today. And I got to tell you, Tom, your firm, we've been working together now for about 3 months now, and I can tell how much your firm cares about people. And this is one area of law that you've really got to have a heart for people, because it's a tough call when you're representing people. You're basically talking about end of life. Tell people about Florida Senior Planning.
Steve, we're all about helping people with their estate planning. People are often confused or intimidated about coming to see lawyers, not sure what they need to do. Should I be doing a will? Should I be doing a trust? And we're here to help them figure that out. This is what we do all day, every day. And Steve, often when people are done signing their estate planning documents with us, we'll walk them to the front door and they'll say something like, oh, that was easy. So we know how to make the process very simple. So for example, every once in a while, we'll get a new client and they'll say, hey, Tom, before we called you, we called some other law firms, and no way they're going to let us even talk to a lawyer over the phone. They wanted to send us a 20-page questionnaire to fill out before we could even meet with one of the lawyers. That's a lot of work. We know how to make it much simpler, Steve. By the way, when you call the lawyers at our office, we're always happy to give you a few minutes of free legal advice right over the telephone. There's no forms or information questionnaires that you need to fill out. We'll figure it all out when you get here. When we meet with clients, we come up with what we call an action plan, what we will do for the client. Once we do that, we'll quote you a flat fee for it. So this is what we do all day, every day. If you're confused, well, FloridaSeniorPlanning.com, we can help you through this process, make it simple for you, and we think our prices are very reasonable.
You know, we just got a text in from a gentleman that wrote a question your last show, because you're now doing 2 shows a month with us, which is fantastic. He said you weren't able to answer my question. I'm going to be listening today. I keep hearing the expression elder law. What is elder law?
Yeah, I don't think there's any one definition for it, but generally it's somebody that deals with people that are older. So certainly preparing wills, trusts, helping them to avoid probate, helping people to get free in-home care for seniors, helping people to protect their life savings from the cost of a nursing home. That's the elder law, and that's what we do at FloridaSeniorPlanning.com. We can assist people anywhere in the state of Florida. We can assist you with it. We do offer free initial consultations. We can do those initial consults over the phone, via Zoom, in person, whatever you prefer. So we are definitely in the category of elder law attorneys. We'd be pleased to assist any of your listeners in South Florida.
You know, Tom, one of the things I love about your firm is you concentrate in one area. You see a lot of, I see it because I work with shows all over the country. And a lot of times you'll see, well, we do business law, we do bankruptcy law, we do criminal law, we do estate planning. And I got to tell you, I've learned over the years that when a firm basically just concentrates in one area of law, that they do a much better job for you.
Steve, I've been a lawyer in Florida for 45 years.
He doesn't look like it, does he?
When I started my law practice in 1981, I had the privilege of practicing law with my father. His name was Robert Olsen. He'd been a lawyer in Florida since 1955. Way, way, way back in the day, most lawyers, what we did was we would do any kind of client that walked through the door. We were representing that client. Divorces, guardianships, real estate, bankruptcy, criminal defense. We were doing it all. But over the years, Steve, I narrowed it down to the areas of law that I love doing, and that includes estate planning, wills, trusts, probate, helping people to protect their life savings from the cost of a nursing home. Because a couple of reasons. Number one is we're dealing with clients that want to be in our office. For example, if you're doing a divorce for somebody, they don't want to be in my office. They don't want to pay for a divorce. But when we're doing estate planning for people, they want to get that service done. And then number two, everything we do, we can do on a flat fee basis. So it does not require that we keep track of our hours or have minimum billable hours per year. All the lawyers at our office, we work on a flat fee basis. The client comes to see us together. We work on an action plan. Once we've all agreed on an action plan, we're happy to quote you a flat fee for our services.
Now, one of the things I also like about your firm, and I love the way you break this down, what are the 4 estate planning documents that you think everyone should have?
Steve, they are a will. This is simply a document where you direct what you want to have happen to your assets when you pass away. A living will declaration where you ask that you not be kept alive by machines is what I call a pull the plug document. A healthcare surrogate. So if you're not able to, you're appointing somebody to decide what doctors, what hospitals, what medications. And then a financial power of attorney. So if you're not able to, you're appointing somebody to pay your bills and manage your financial affairs. To do those 4 documents for you, there's really 3 things we need to know. Number one, how do you want to divide your wealth when you pass away? We can do dollar amounts. We can do percentages. We can do a combination of both. Number 2, who would make healthcare decisions for you if you're not able to? And number 3, who would take care of business for you if you're not able to? And for those healthcare and business decisions, we typically ask for a first and second or first, second, and third choice. Steve, to do those 4 documents for a single person, the fee is only $900. To do those 4
Wow.
documents for a married couple, 4 for him, 4 for her, the fee for that is only $1,100. So that's a very good value to make sure that you get it
Incredible.
done. And Steve, I've had clients in the past that they gave as a Christmas present, they gave these estate planning documents to their kids or their parents as a Christmas present. And Steve, when we do these estate planning documents for people, when we walk into the door, people often say, wow, that is such a relief that I'm finally getting these things done. Hey, what a great Christmas present. What a great New Year's resolution to get your estate planning affairs in order. We'd love to help you at floridaseniorplanning.com.
Tom, I keep thinking whenever I hear the word estate planning, I think people think, oh, you've got to own millions of dollars in assets. You hear that word estate, and that is so untrue.
I would agree with you, Steve. And by the way, our goal when we're representing estate planning clients is to make things simple, easy, inexpensive for their children when they pass away. So when we do those basic 4 documents for you, that's part 1. Part 2 is to help you to avoid probate. People want to avoid probate because it's expensive and it takes a long time. So part 2 of the estate planning, help you to avoid probate. And Steve, what I'm saying is that when I first began practicing law in 1981, rare was a day when the kids would argue with each other when mom and dad pass away. Well, that has completely changed, Steve. I found these days that there's a good chance the kids are going to be arguing with each other, a good chance they may never speak to each other. Well, if we get all of your estate planning affairs in order, we make things simple, easy, inexpensive for your kids when you pass away. That means there is much less likelihood that they're going to be arguing when mom and dad pass away. So do your children a favor. Get your estate planning affairs in order. You want them to get along while you're alive. You want them to get along once you pass away. One of the best things you can do is get your estate planning in order. We'd be pleased to assist you. floridaseniorplanning.com.
I was amazed the people who didn't have a plan. One of them, I guess, would have been Prince. I mean,
Yeah.
with all his money he's got, and Larry King just wrote something on a napkin. But I can't believe that people with all this money, all these managers who manage their life for them, didn't even have a simple thing like a will. Now, does a will avoid probate?
Great question, Steve. And the answer is no. A will
Oh,
has nothing to do with avoiding probate. A will simply directs what happens to your assets when they go through probate. So we still want to have a will as a backup, as a safety net. But if we take all steps necessary to avoid probate, what happens to your assets when you pass away is not governed by your will. It's governed by who you named as a beneficiary under your IRAs and life insurance, how you made your bank accounts POD, payable on death to your kids. And in Florida, we have a great tool for avoiding probate on your home and other real estate called a ladybird deed. So these are all tools that we're going to help you to use to avoid probate when you pass away. Steve, if we have to get out your will and we have to appoint an executor when you pass away, well, that means something has gone terribly wrong. We want to take steps for all of our clients to help you to avoid probate, and be pleased to assist anybody in the state of Florida, wherever you happen to live. floridaseniorplanning.com.
so if someone wants to do this ladybird deed to avoid probate, can they sign the deed at home?
Steve, that's a great question. Yeah, there are actually online notary services now where you can, number one, when we prepare these documents for you, we mail you drafts so you get to review them in the comfort of your own home. Then they have online notary services now, Steve, where you can sign and witness and notarize documents right from the comfort of your home. And the neat thing about that, Steve, is that you can call this online notary service 24/7. Whenever it's convenient for you, You call that number. They have people standing by to witness and notarize your documents. It could not be more convenient.
Something else I'd like you to talk on about this free in-home care program for seniors.
Right. Steve, the state of Florida has a program called the waiver program. Waiver means you're waiving your right to go to a nursing home. State of Florida wants to provide you with free in-home care to keep you out of a nursing home. It is cheaper for them to send in-home care for you than to send you to a nursing home. A nursing home is about $14,000 per month. So the waiver
Wow.
program will provide you up to 30 hours per week of free in-home care, light cooking, light cleaning, bathing, medications, taking you to doctor's appointments. It is meant to keep you out of a nursing home. So if you're helping to take care of your elderly parents in the state of Florida, but you need a little bit of help, or if you're elderly and you want to stay in your home, but you just need a little bit of help, this waiver program would be for you. Now, Steve, you get this free in-home care when you need it. When you're ready for this, the state of Florida will interview you over the phone. They'll rate you on a scale of 1 to 5. 1 means you don't need it very much and you're not going to get it. 5 means you need it badly. We're going to put you to the top of the list. It's like a fast pass at Disney World to get you this free in-home care. In any case, in all cases, Steve, it is about a 6-month program. So you got to always be thinking about what might I need or what my parents might need for 6 months. If you think they're starting to head in that direction where they need some help, well, let's start the process today, knowing in 6 months from now, they may be ready for it. So we have this availability to get you this program. We have experts here at our office that they used to be on the other side where they ask these questions on behalf of the state of Florida. So we know what the questions are. We know how to coach you to accurately define what your needs are to make it more likely that you'll rate a 5. We can help you with that. FloridaSeniorPlanning.com.
This is from Beverly in Davie. She says, "Hey, I listen to your show every day. Thank you for this show. I like what your expert's saying. I'm 62 years old and I have not thought about estate planning. Now I know I should. Would you ask your expert, do they do pre-arrangement, funeral pre-arrangement, and long-term care?"
So those are 2 different things, but prepaid funeral and burial or cremation, I think it's a great idea. That way you get to make all the decisions about what you want. You get to pay for it in advance. And then you tell the kids, hey, if I pass away, pick up the phone, call this number. All the arrangements have been made. Now, for the senior planning, we don't sell those programs. I'm just recommending them to our clients. When we do estate planning for people, we put everything in a 3-ring binder notebook, and one of the tabs in there is funeral and burial instructions. So if you buy that prepaid, you can stick your contract in this white notebook. When you pass away, the kids are going to find a notebook. They're going to find everything they need to do to avoid probate and get your prepaid done. Now, long-term care is if you have to go into a nursing home. As a general rule, if you don't do pre-planning with FloridaSeniorPlanning.com, you're going to have to spend your own money on a nursing home, $14,000 a month, until you're down to nothing but $2,000 in cash. So when you're out there in the community and you're talking to your friends and family and coworkers and neighbors, and you hear these words, oh, mom is going into a nursing home, $14,000 per month, everything she's ever worked for down the drain, nothing we can do about it, 5-year look back period. No. At Florida Senior Planning, we have all the legal tools we need to protect your wealth from the cost of a nursing home. Have the state of Florida for it, protect your wealth, and so you can pass that wealth on to your kids someday. That's long-term care planning, and we can certainly do that for people. We can do it really 2 ways, Steve. We can do it in pre-planning, which is, hey, you call us today. We start putting together the legal plan for you to help protect your wealth from the cost of a nursing home. But also, Steve, we get calls every day. They go like this: Tom, my mom a month ago, she fell, she broke her hip. She went to rehab. We thought she would go home from there, but as it turns out, she needs to go into a nursing home. We need to protect her wealth from the cost of a nursing home. We got to do it in the next 2 weeks. Hey, we can do it in 2 weeks if we need to. We recommend to do it at pre-planning, but if we need to do it in 2 weeks, we can get it done for our clients.
Tom, I'm going to ask you a question I don't think I've ever asked you before, but I want people, this is such an important area of law because there's so many people out there, again, who think, well, hey, I don't have millions of dollars. I don't need to plan. That is totally wrong. And sometimes people wait till the last minute. I always think about when you hear someone young passes away that, you wonder if they had a plan. Because I know a lot of people think out there, I'm young, I'm healthy, I don't need a plan. Tell people why they should secure your firm and why they need estate planning.
Well, Steve, let's put it into 2 categories of people. Number one, you're young and you have young kids, 5, 6, 12, 15 years old. Boy, you really doubly need to have estate planning done, because if you and the other parent pass away, you can't turn over your wealth to a 3-year-old child. This is a situation where we are definitely going to be using a revocable living trust for that couple. It's going to state that if they both pass away, their wealth will be held in trust. It will be used to help their young kids go to college, buy a house, buy a car. And then the typical trust states that whatever money's left when they turn age 25, whatever's left over, that share of the wealth is given to that child outright, free of trust. Now, if this age 25 is what we typically use, but if you said, Tom, I want my kids to get half at 25 and half at 30, knowing that they're probably going to blow the first half, but be older and wiser for the second half, we can do that for you too. When you do this revocable living trust, it is though you built an empty vault or an empty safe, and you must then fill it up with your assets. For the young couple, it means as far as IRAs, 401ks, life insurance, it means they're going to name each other as a primary beneficiary. They're going to name their trust as a contingent beneficiary. So all of their assets are going to flow into this trust during their lifetime and upon their death. Now, if we're talking about a kid that's going off to college, that's 18 or 19 years old, they don't have any kids themselves, well, it's still important to do estate planning because remember, of the 4 documents we talked about, Steve, a will, a living will, healthcare surrogate, financial power of attorney, only one of those is used upon death, the will. The 3 other documents, living will, healthcare surrogate, financial power of attorneys, those are all documents that we use for somebody while they're still alive. So if you've got a college-age child, we still recommend that college-age child sign a healthcare surrogate that would allow their parents to talk to doctors and get access to their medical bills, and a financial power of attorney that would allow their parents to pay their bills and manage their financial affairs if the kids were in an accident and they needed help with that.
Tom, real quickly, we've run out of time. Tell people how they can reach your office again.
Steve, they can find out more about us through our website, floridaseniorplanning.com, and then they're welcome to call our office anytime, including right now, 407-423-5561. Remember, all the lawyers at our office, we're always happy to give you a free few minutes over the phone, any Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. We do offer a free initial consultation to talk about your estate planning. Call floridaseniorplanning.com, 407-423-5561. We're standing by to talk to you right now.
And Tom will be back with us again twice next month. Hey, Tom, happy Thanksgiving to you and your staff. We'll see you again soon.
Same to you and all of your loyal listeners, Steve.
Thank you. Hey, that's Attorney Tom Olsen. We're going to go to a quick break. We'll be right back.
Thanks for tuning in today to the Ask the Expert show on W4CY Radio and Talk4 TV. Tune in next week and every week to hear more from our experts on personal injury, insurance, air condition repairs, estate planning, Medicare, and many other topics in the areas of legal, health, financial, and home improvement. See you next week.